fellow YouTubers, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Budget Armory channel. Yes! Absolutely. Alright, this is a video on my knife collection. My entire non-kitchen, non-utility knife collection. And I'm going to try to show them to you in the order that I obtained them. Some of them are maybe interesting, some of them may not. But anyway, let's start with this guy right here. This machete I purchased for $8 at an Army-Navy store in Greenville, South Carolina. The store no longer exists. It closed down years ago. But back then, oh my goodness, this must have been like 17, 18 years ago now that I got this. $8, not bad. And I mean, it's got this kind of funky hand. There was one that didn't have this little hook on it, or the little shroud thing around the handle for like $5. But I said this looks way cooler. And of course, being a guy that likes cool things, I spent the extra entire $3 and got the upgraded knife, so to speak. And I'm glad I did, because about maybe 6 months ago, I was looking at the blade. I had never really looked at it closely before. I saw that it's made by Ontario Knife. I don't know what kind of blades and stuff they were making back in the early 90s or whenever this was made. I have no idea when this was made. It's a full tang, by the way, pretty much, except for the where the handle dips down. And it says Blackie Collins on the handle. Now, me not being, being a non-knife guy, have no idea whether that's the guy that designed this particular short machete. It's only 18 inches or so, or if it's the manufacturer of the handle. That's how much I don't know about knives. But it didn't come very sharp at all. But I had a friend of mine that sharpens knives as a hobby. Go ahead and sharpen it for me. He said, let me take a look at that. And he did. Put a nice edge on it. I haven't really tried to chop anything with it since, but it's pretty nice. So that's my machete. It does have a belt loop, you know, here. Nothing special, no molly clips or anything like that. I do have a web belt that I've hung that on before, but not a whole lot of things I've used it for. But you know, it's a machete. It's cool. So what more do you need? Then I got this came next. This Kershaw blade. Yes, this is a Kershaw. I don't know if anybody recognizes this. It's half serrated Tonto, and these are rubber panels on the scales here. And it says Kershaw on the blade, and on the other side, I'm guessing it's a model number. It's made in Japan. It's got a belt clip. It is tip up carry, as you can see. And I carry this around for years. The only thing I don't like about it is actually the serrated edge. I know serrated edges cut much better, but it's so much harder to sharpen. It still has a pretty decent edge on it. It's not bad. I got this, I think, as a groomsman's present for being in somebody's wedding, I want to say. I could be wrong, but it was about that same time anyway. I said I carried this around for years. It's lightweight. There's not a lot of weight to it at all. It's comfortable to wear. Really a solid clip as far as like staying on there. The clip has never come loose or anything. It doesn't have a spring assist, but it actually deploys very smoothly. I'm just not very good at it, so don't use me as an example. Like I said, I carried this knife around for quite a while. It's been a good knife. Like I said, Kershaw's I knew were good knives, but like I said, I don't know really a whole lot about that. And it's about 16 years old, maybe 16, 17 years old. Then I got this, my Leatherman. This is like one of the original Leathermans. For a Christmas gift from my in-laws. And you know, it's got the standard stuff, you know, file, screwdrivers, you know, can opener on this side, and like some other screwdriver. Of course, the knife. It's half serrated knife, and scissors, more screwdriver stuff. None of the blades or none of the accessories or attachments lock. That's how old it is. So that's, like I said, came in the original Leatherman case here, Leatherman case thing. It's even a registered trademark right there. I don't really carry this around because it takes up space on my belt that it doesn't feel comfortable when I wear it. I know I should probably wear it more. I'll get more comfortable with it, but I'll pull it out when I need it, kind of thing. So this is not. That's why it wasn't in my EDC video. This is another multi-tool that I got when I was selling Toyotas. This is one of the items I got for either answering a question right or for doing the presentation for my group. We're divided into a bunch of small groups. And people found out I had been in radio before, so I got nominated, so that's what I got. Same basic thing as a Leatherman, you know, screwdrivers and knife on this side, you know, kind of thing. I think there's a can opener in that one too. And this one actually has a saw, which I thought was very interesting. Yeah, there's can opener. This one doesn't have scissors though, it's got a saw. So, you know, the wrench folds up just like the other Leatherman, just comes in this little nylon, you know, Velcro sheath type thing. It's pretty nice. I mean, I've used it on occasion too. It's got a little, you know, loop for putting it on your belt, not really clipping on it. So I haven't carried that one a whole lot either. I've carried the Leatherman more. I've had it longer. I've had this one about 12 years maybe. This one I've had, oh goodness, maybe 8-9 years. And then after I replaced this knife with this Browning. There you go, Browning. And it's not spring assist opening either, but it was $20 at Dick's Sporting Goods, I think it was. The blade actually was pretty sharp when I got it. I haven't sharpened it, you know, since I've gotten it. It still cuts pretty well. It's not razor sharp, but it's still pretty sharp. I liked it because I thought it looked pretty neat, and it fit really comfortably in the hand. These little finger grooves right there really help you get a good purchase on the knife. The one thing I didn't like about it was the fact that the belt clip fell off. I have the belt clip hanging around somewhere, and I called Browning, and they said, yeah, go ahead and sit in, and we'll take a look, and we'll fix it for you. So I said, okay. I just haven't done it yet because it's such a pain. But you know, I've thrown this at trees and stuff also. I'm just kind of that way. I see a tree, have a knife. If it's big enough, I think I can hit it. No, I'll do it. But I carried this, after the belt clip fell off, I actually carried it around just in my pocket for a while, but this is not very comfortable. So I decided I needed another knife. So I went to a gun show, of course. I go to several of those a year, and I got this. What is this amazing knife, you say? It's just a Frost Cutlery, a little cheapy because I needed something with a pocket clip, to be honest with you. I think I paid like $8 or $10 for it. It's lightweight. It had a really nice edge on it, and I think it still does. I haven't used it for a little while. But it cut really well. I just open up packages and letters and boxes and things like that at work that I get from different places, music companies, things of that nature. I think I may have the box around here somewhere. The box is listed like $19.95 or whatever. I said, I'm not paying that much for it. He goes, how much we pay? I want to say I said $8, and he said, I'll get, well, do you take 10, or I'll do it for 10 or something like that. But I got it for like $8 or $10, and I've had it for a little over a year. And you know, it's not much. Like I said, it's a cheap knife. There it is, Frost Cutlery. But it served its purpose. It's not a defensive knife by any stretch of the word. I like it. It's lightweight. And then I got this from Artisan Tony's Gunning for 100 contest. I was one of the second place winners. I said that in my EDC video. Blade's really nice. And Mad Bad Voodoo, Maddie Batty Voodoo. No, Mad Bad Voodoo, this is made in China. Yes, I'm sorry to say. But it was free. And at the time I didn't know because it didn't say on the website. But it's a nice knife. And to be honest with you, if I had my choice, if I could just go out and buy a knife, which would be nice, I would like to have a Kershaw Scallion. Because I played with them, I've messed with them at gun shows and stuff, I've looked at them, and I like them. They're nice knives. And the next knife I buy will be that. I'm not going to go the cheap route anymore, unless I get another free one. I'd take it. And thank you, Artisan Tony. It was a great contest, by the way. Then, actually, before I got these two knives here, the Frost Cutlery and the Gerber, I got this with my Wasser 10 purchase, my Romanian AK variant. And, you know, it doesn't have a great edge on it, and I had to do some work. I was covered in Cosmoline, and it does have the wire cutting feature. Actually, it goes this way. The wire cutting feature. I've never cut any wire with it. And I'll do a much larger video on it at some point. But I just wanted to point that out because that is a blade. It's a blade, folks. And lastly, really quick, this guy right here. And this is my Colt Jungle Commander. See, Colt Jungle Commander. And this cost me absolutely nothing. I didn't win in a contest, but this was a gift from my in-laws for Christmas year before last. And that's right, my father-in-law picked this out for me because my father-in-law is awesome. And the story that I heard was that they had a little money left over from the budgeted Christmas fund for me, and they're trying to figure out what to get me. I'm not a hard guy to shop for, but you know, they want to make sure I got something instead of another pair of shoes or something like that I didn't need. And so my father-in-law picked out this. And the story I got was that my mother-in-law was like, what is he going to do with a knife like that? And my father-in-law's, my dad's like, he'll figure out a use. Don't worry. And sure enough, when I opened this up, it came in a pretty nice box. I unwrapped it and I opened it. It's like, no way! I couldn't believe it. They'd never given me something quite this dangerous before because I have young children, their grandchildren, living in my house, and now I have this knife. Woohoo! And I was ecstatic. My dad's like, see, I told you. And so that's right. You give me anything tactical like a blade or a gun, bullets. My father-in-law's given me ammunition in the past for Christmas. He's awesome. I have the best in-laws in the world. But you'll notice that it's got some wear on it, and I want to, be upfront and tell you this is not because I've been out in the woods, hacking wood or trees. In fact, the only tree damage this has done is I've been throwing this into a tree. That's it. And needless to say, I'm not extremely good at it because I was at a friend's house. He lives on 7 acres out there, and well, I bounced it off a tree and it came back and hit my shoe. Hit my foot. That's the shoe I was wearing, and slipped my shoe, and also happened to go through my sock and cut my foot a little bit. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like it was. There was red showing through the sock and stuff, and my wife wasn't too happy about it. I think it's mostly because I ruined a good sock and a good pair of shoes. But she, mentioned something about my lack of maturity and asked why I always had to act like a 2-year-old when I got together with a bunch of guys. I go, now, sweetheart, let's be reasonable. First of all, there is no way a 2-year-old could throw a blade this heavy. Second of all, we're guys. That's a knife, and there's a big oak tree that was just begging for us to throw this into it. So we did. You tell me, is that reasonable? I think it is. But anyway, it came with this really nice sheath. And it has I don't know, this rubber reinforcement or this foam. It's actually really heavy duty something. Rigid. It's fairly rigid on the side, I guess, to keep the blade from cutting through. It's got 2 pouches. It came with a little bit of cord in it, I guess, to make a lanyard. And it just has an area where you can slip it through a belt like that. And I haven't put it on a belt yet. But that's it. This is my entire knife collection. This is all of them. It's not very big. It's not very necessarily tactical, but this is what I got. I haven't been into knives. I'm just recently starting to get into it, mostly through other YouTube channels that feature knives, like Cutlery Lover especially. I've been watching a lot of his videos on knives. A lot of other guys looking for me marbles. Man, who else? Just a bunch of other guys. I can't stream things off my head as much as I used to. But like I said, the Kershaw Scallion, because of a lot of videos that I've seen on YouTube, it has pretty much not really convinced me. But I really like that knife, and I wouldn't really have known about it if I hadn't seen a bunch of other YouTube videos or even knives in general. So this is what I got so far. This is the start. It's not like I've just started. Like I said, some stuff I've had for years. I just bought them as I saw them, pretty much, just not knowing a whole lot about them. But yeah, this is it. Not very exciting. If you have any other suggestions for me, or if you want to just go ahead and slam my knife collection, go ahead. It's not very good anyway. But I appreciate you watching. Have fun. I got another video coming up shortly about which gun I'm going to do next. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.